second speaker is going to give us a little bit about the history of our Vista Sunrise Toastmasters Club, where we started and how we've progressed through the years. Please help me welcome DTM Ros Atwood.
When I was a little girl, I'd say about 8 or 9, I had this terrible habit, and I would pout when I didn't get my way, which happened quite a lot. I would frequently find myself sitting on the back step of the house, pouting. One day, my grandmother was over, and she came up to me and she said, "There's a crow on your lip." And as a 9-year-old with a great imagination, I see this big black crow sitting on the bottom of my lip, and I crack a smile, and she says, "Gotcha." Some years later, when I was on active duty, I was in Miami, Florida, and I worked at a recruiting command. The people there were very nice, but one of them complained to me one day and said, "You should smile more." And being the know-it-all lieutenant that I was at the time, I said, "What do you want me to do? Walk around like a grinning ape?" And they said, "It wouldn't hurt." I thought, in my infinite knowledge, I said, "I'll fix them." So I did. I walked around like a grinning ape. Everywhere I could go, I'd walk around grinning. I exaggerate, but actually, I began to smile more. I had 14 days that next month. It was great. I loved it. When I was very young, my dad took us to a wedding. And I grew up with 4 sisters. I had 11 or 10, but I grew up with 4. We were at a wedding, and we stood in line to get the cake and the ice cream line. And my dad said, "You kids go to the end of the line." I never understood why we had to go to the end of the line. It didn't make any sense to me until many years later when I realized that it wasn't that we had to go to the end of the line. And as I've given you in all these examples, the fact that the confidence was not there. And this is what Vista Sunrise gave to me. My father didn't have confidence in himself. He didn't feel like he was good enough to go to the front of the line. And in my estimation, years later and through Toastmasters, I decided, hey, I'm good enough to go to the front of the line, to get my ice cream and cake first. Toastmasters is one of those things that becomes a part of you. It became a part of me. I'll celebrate 31 years in January. I think 31 years. 31 years. Long time. When I like something, I really like it. When I stick to something, I really stick to something. But with this club, I've really grown. And I can give you an example for it. One of the things I wasn't always very good at was I wasn't very patient. Now I say, Toastmasters has given me the patience to deal with these idiots. So I am better. This club has grown in many different ways. I knew my inner self would sneak out somewhere along the line. When I joined Toastmasters, we met it was above a bank. It was on Valve Terrace and East Vista Way. There's a bank there. And if I get my directions right, it was on the southwest corner. I'm not sure. There's a bank there with a conference room upstairs. We met there for the longest time. After a while, we had to move. I'm not sure why. I don't remember. And we moved to a small real estate office again on East Vista Way that we used for interim time. But then we had to move again. We had to find another place. And if you've ever had to look for a place to meet, you know it's a challenge. Yeah. Because a lot of places won't give you free space without charging you. We went over to the Church of Religious Science, which is on Melrose. And we met there for a while, but it didn't pan out for the simple reason that they wanted to charge us $40 a month. And we don't generate that kind of revenue, so we had to find another place. We're all looking around, trying to find a room, a conference, maybe in a restaurant, and I found Arcadia Place. And we've been there for many years, and it's a blessing. We have the kitchen, we have that wonderful meeting room, And the people there are fantastic to us. The only thing, the challenge to us with Arcadia Place is every now and then the managers change. Sometimes they like us, sometimes. We have to learn to behave ourselves. And Jan has really helped me with this, because in Arcadia Place, sometimes we have people that live there walking through. Me, I want to get up and escort them out the door. Jan, patience. So we get up and we help them walk through the meeting. We are now at Arcadia Place, and we love it, and they're good to us, and it's a great place to be. And why do I love Vista Sunrise Toastmasters? Because the biggest thing is the people. Without the people, it's just a shell. And I have seen so many wonderful people come and go for a variety of reasons. We don't all join for the same reasons. Some of us want to improve our business. Some of us want to improve our personal relationships. Some of us just don't want to improve. They just want to look like it. But we find you. You can't hide out in our meetings. There's no ghosting. It's not allowed. But with Toastmasters, the Vista Sunrise people, and I can tell you, for example, there was one gentleman, his name was Glenn Van Pesky, an engineer. I was notoriously late and notoriously left early. And I'd show up to the meeting a few minutes late, a few minutes early, I'd have to leave. One day I showed up, and Glenn, standing by the door, as I walked to the door, he went like this. My watch is not working. She's on time! And this is very important with the Toastmasters who want to be on time. It was also something that they decided somewhere during my tenure there that they wanted to make me president. But the group, I could hear them mumbling. They're saying, she's never on time. Why do we want to make her president? She's never on time. And I said to myself, I'll be president if you want, but it won't break my heart if you don't make me president. It's okay, either way you want to go. So they made me president. And I was president for quite a few years after that, because we went through a time when our club went down to about 6 or 7. In fact, we got so low, we had 3-person meetings. It was absolutely wonderful. We had 3 speeches, 3 evaluations, and 9 table topics. Everybody got an ample opportunity to speak. We had 3 words of the day. We had 3 humors. We had 3 odd counters. And everybody participated. One of the things I like about Vista Sunrise is that we're very flexible. And we know how to make you feel welcome and needed. We had 3 people there at the meeting. Somebody said, let's go to breakfast. I said, okay, we can go to breakfast after the meeting. And we would still meet. And Jan can remember some of this. We could still meet. There was a time when this club was up to 35 members. And we had 2 of everything, like we're getting to now. We have 2 of everything. We have 2 snack masters. Can you believe that? I come for the food. Here. Forget the meeting. I come for the food. But the important thing with Toastmasters, and we've had a lot of wonderful members that have come and gone. We've had bankers, we've had lawyers, we've had chiropractors, we've had doctors, we've had some that don't want to tell us their occupation. They don't want us to know we're there. But we find you. We find you and draw you out. I can't give a speech. Yes, you can. We've had people that come and they couldn't stand up for 10 seconds, and you give them some time, 6 months, a year, and they wax eloquent. They're absolutely wonderful. And one of the things I like about Vista Sunrise Toastmasters, and Toastmasters in general, is the international flavor. You never know, just like here, who your audience is. You never know who you're speaking to. And when you speak, you have to take that into account. We have a world audience. How special is that? And in Vista Sunrise Toastmaster, the atmosphere is always been one of warmth and caring. When you walk into that room, you know that you're in friendly territory. We don't have any sharks. Everybody's in your corner. Everybody wants to see you succeed. Everybody wants to see you do well. And we're all helping each other. And by helping each other, we help our club. I think one of the things that I really love the most is the spirit that we have in that club. Everybody brings a unique set of skills to the Toastmasters. And we learn from each other, and we grow as a result of that. We're not too critical. We give you some feedback, tell you, we don't say, we say, oh, maybe I ought to try this a little more, try this a little bit. We help you along the way. And so the spirit of Toastmasters is extremely important. I think that the only person that doesn't benefit from Toastmasters would be a hermit on a hill, because he doesn't see anybody. He's just up there hanging out, and he doesn't communicate with anybody. In my estimation, if you communicate with other people, whether it's your personal relationship, whether it's your business, if you talk to yourself, it's a work. That you can benefit from Toastmasters. I share it with everybody. I ran into Emelita in the gym and told her about Toastmasters. She informed me that she was a former Toastmaster. We never know who's out there. I can't tell you how many times I've mentioned, come to our club, visit us. I said, I used to be a Toastmaster. Really? Where did you practice your skills? Some people come to us with skills already developed, and they're wonderful speakers. And they give so much, and when they have to move on, whether it's jobs or schools or some other obligation that takes them away, they take a little with them. They leave a little behind with us. And the club evolves, it changed, and it has a personality all its own. And Vista Sunrise, when I think about 30 years of being there, and I'm thinking, I can't remember everything that we did, but we pretty much do it the same way. We have 3 speakers, 3 evaluators. Even if we have one person, I had nightmares about showing up and being the only one there. Things weren't doing so hot, I was kind of concerned about that. And I thought, well, I suppose I can give 3 speeches. I evaluate myself 3 times. I mean, this is the maximum possibility, get myself on the out counter. Anything's possible. I think the nice thing about Vista Sunrise is that the potential is unlimited. That when you come to our club, when you can't hide out, we don't let you. We pair you up with somebody that you don't know, that will make you feel welcome and comfortable. We're all in your corner. We're there to help you, to be a part of you. You are in an international family that is unlike any other family you'll ever be a part of. I've always thought that Toastmasters was a family to me. I don't have any local family, so now I'm in local Toastmasters, or was that local Toastmasters locally? It's a wonderful organization, and Vista Sunrise has been resilient. We have jumped back. We've gotten new people. We've gotten a whole new roster of people that are jumping in there and making things happen. Today, I just want to make a few pointers to some of the people that make the difference. Letitia came to us. She was in Japan, was in a Toastmasters group in Japan, and brings that with her. I remember when Laura Deanna, when she joined, I remember seeing how excited she was and how devoted she was. And she jumped in. This is when our club was really started getting to grow again. And she jumped in, and I could hear it in her voice that this was not a club, it was her club. And I thought, how special can that be? We have Tom Holland, who does a wonderful job. I hate to see him give up the Sergeant of Arms. I've asked him to be president. He wants to be where he's at. I mean, this guy, no matter what he touches, it turns to gold. And it radiates out to the rest of us. Jan Reagans, to me, she's sunshine. She walks into a room and just brilliance with each and every one of us. In my estimation, Vista Sunrise Toastmasters is a very special group. All Toastmaster groups are special, but this is my Vista Sunrise Toastmasters. And then the people are priceless, and I never forget what I take from each and every one of you. God bless.